actually professor in art history and early modern culture. And in addition to that, I serve MWI Abu Dhabi as what is called Vice Provost for Intellectual and Cultural Outreach. The first idea, I think, came about 7 years ago, when the institution at large realized that large sums of money were given to large research projects in the sciences, and the institution felt that it might be time to also seek opportunities for supporting research in the humanities beyond what the research of the faculty. So we designed a program, at the time a 5-year program, of fellowships, research fellowships that we would give to researchers, younger people, but also senior researchers who are specialized in the area of Arab culture very generally speaking. So people from different disciplines, historians, literary people in literary studies, literary history, art history, museum studies, etc., have applied over the 5 years. On average, we got 150 applications, very serious applications from major institutions in the world that materialize every year in between 3 and 4 and sometimes even 12 fellows that we were able to appoint for either 1 semester or 2 semesters. And so far we've had over 30 scholars being here over during major periods of time, and which have resulted in some major studies, books, articles, etc. Also, in some cases, very interesting performances or occurrences for television. Our colleague Marcel Kurpershoek, who is a specialist on Bedouin poetry, for example, has by now, I think for the second time, featured as a major poet and poet researcher in the desert, where he has explored discussions with and exchanged poems with Bedouin poets. And there's been a documentary with 8 half-an-hour documentaries, and this year he made another one. He's being invited even to make another one. So, which is, I think, an extremely important aspect of our work, to make available the research that we are doing, collectively the research that we're doing, make available to a wider public. One aspect in which our fellowship program goes beyond what you may be offered as a scholar in other programs is that we offer every scholar, whether he or she comes for 1 semester or 2 semesters, a workshop, a personalized workshop. That is to say, we invite up to 5, sometimes even 8 scholars in the scholar's respective field to come here and talk about research that's going on right now here in this fellowship program, and to advise the scholar about his or her research. So this is a workshop in the literal sense of the word. It's very informal. It's not meant to serve an outside public, although in some cases we actually invite faculty who have related research interests to join in those sessions. But the primary task of this, the people that we fly in, is really to support the research of the fellows. And I think this is a major asset of our program. One of the achievements, I think, let's say, let's talk about possible achievements in the future, because we are at MWI Abu Dhabi, we are here for the long run. So if we count, we should account achievements in longer terms. And I would say that in the course of these 5 years, it turned out that among all scholars who have applied to this program, there is an increasing interest in the study of the history of Arab culture, the study of the particular history of this country even. As we know, there is little written history written on the history of this country. Of course, there are some excellent monographs out and so forth. But we feel that we can actually, here at MWI Abu Dhabi, can make a contribution, and outside scholars feel the same, to the study of the history and culture of this particular country, which is if you will, a form of area studies which in other parts of the world are perhaps less needed, but we feel the urge to support it. Having said this, at the same time, we are part of the Global Network University, NYU Global Network University, and that is one other reason, I think, why scholars want to come here, because on the one hand they can focus on the particular research about this culture, this region, perhaps this country, at the same time doing so within the broader framework of this this global network university that we also try to serve through research.